Xbox is testing a game-changing feature for their next generation of consoles. Level Up Gaming, where we get on and we talk about gaming stuff. The latest news, rumors, games, accessories, pretty much anything I want to talk about as long as it's about gaming in some way. Sometimes I like to talk about my sad life. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about, wait, what are we talking about again?
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes. But now let's have a surprise.
Today's video, we're going to talk about this next G feature that will redefine what it means to be an Xbox fan and whether or not Xbox should be worried about their first-party lineup. Now, one of the spicier rumors about the next G Xboxes is that they're going to be more like PC console hybrids. Not only will you be able to play Xbox games like you have been for all the previous iterations of the Xbox console, comfy in your underwear in your parents' basement, but there's a possibility that because it's more like a PC, you'll be able to have other launchers on it like you would on your desktop, like Steam, like Epic, just introducing console players to a whole new world. When it comes to gaming. A lot of reputable news sources have reported on this, like The Verge, Windows Central, but these rumors are once again catching fire this week because of insider Ectoasis and his most recent YouTube video. He claims that Xbox and Steam are heading into the next generation, but steps are already being taken as Microsoft has just added the Steam application to the support software for its devices, appearing under the name of Steam Developer Beta. This, of course, is currently only available to certain employees and people who collaborated with Microsoft to provide support or develop certain things. I know, get over it. This integration will allow users to run Steam more smoothly and directly from Windows environments and in the future Xbox environments. This will allow you to have Steam on your Xbox console and on any Windows device without the need for complex configurations, which is a key step for the experience of the future console. Now, this could very well be a leap in logic, and of course there's going to be a lot of debate on the validity of this rumor. Let's be honest, we like to fight and complain. Xtos refers to himself as a fake insider, and in all the time that I've been following him, he's been right and he's been wrong. I don't know how he did it, but he got pictures of all the digital Series X, the white one, and it was the exact same thing that they revealed at the June showcase and later put on shelves. So I'm not saying this guy has done 100% win rate, but he's done things in the past that I've been like, how did he know that bit of information? How did he get these deals? What's the deal? And there lies a big problem with insider sources. A lot of people on Twitter, on YouTube, any content creator, they like to position themselves. Oh, I got insider knowledge. A source close to me with knowledge about the specific game or bit of hardware told me this. In this business, it's seen like a badge of honor when a studio, a publisher, a platform holder, they show you something before they show everyone else. Whether it's a game, a controller, a console, it's a huge milestone in a journalist or content creator's journey. That's why you have these creators and people on Twitter being like, I was among the first to test out the Switch 2, or play Doom, The Dark Ages, or do anything. I mean, what did you try first, Johnny? But when it comes to true insider information, like let me tell you the exact specs of the handheld Xbox, very few people have access to that knowledge. And I guarantee you, majority of YouTubers and guys on Twitter, they're not one of them. There are a few exceptions to that, but that relationship is very, very delicate. Remember, we're living through a time in the gaming industry where people are getting laid off, fired left and right. Tens of thousands of people are losing their jobs year in and year out. You think any of these people already in fear of losing their jobs are going to go work and then come home, call me up or other content creator friends and be like, hey bruh, let me tell you insider details about everything that's going on? No, that would never happen. Especially independent content creators like myself, because I operate with no oversight. And when they do want to share information again, it is with those trusted sources. It is very, very basic kind of ground level information. They're not giving anything away. You know, it's not like top secrets. Like what's gonna happen on the next Avenger. I'm kidding. That's why these big leaks that happen, like, oh, some hacker man gets in and leaks all of Xbox plans and like all the digital Series X that look like an Alexa tower. That's why those are big deals. And on the other side of it, if you're a content creator or reporter or whatever, and someone tells you about what they're working on or shares details with you, if you go and blab about it in your channel or on your Twitter or whatever, people are going to know that you're a yapper. And they're probably not gonna want to talk to you again because they told you that in confidence. Unless you clear it with them, then that's a whole different story. It's like Joe told me this story about his wife the other day. That being said, Steam integration on Xbox, whether or not they're currently testing it right now, as someone who follows Xbox very closely, it seems like the next logical step for them. Xbox is in the middle of this crazy transition when they're trying to grow beyond console. They're making a push on the PC. They're making a push in cloud gaming. They're still supporting consoles, but it doesn't seem to be as important to them as the other aspects of their business. Hey, even though they'll say, no, it's still important to us, sure. But they've also acknowledged that the growth is not there in the console market. I mean, Sony is just like killing it right now. And numbers are telling them that as well. So no matter what they say, we can consume that their priorities. Assume, not consume. Although, kudos if you're consuming something right now. It makes a total sense that they would be working on a console that reflects the current direction that they're going in as a company. It is very unlikely that they would release something that's entirely closed off from the rest of their ecosystem. And there's a lot of questions on how they would handle that. Well, if I could have Steam on my Xbox, why would I even bother downloading games through the Xbox store? Not make sense, does it? Steam will get a bigger cut of that. What's in it for Xbox? All of those things are true. Ideally, if you bought an Xbox console, you would buy games through the Microsoft storefront. Mostly, I think this is just Xbox coming to terms with the reality of the current gaming market. They're trying to grow on PC, but the reality is that they're already losing a ton of market share to Steam. People are already buying their first-party games through the Steam storefront and not the Microsoft store. True, look it up. Which is why I think the ultimate goal with these new Xbox consoles is that they'll eventually rehabilitate console owners and slowly but surely convert them into PC players. Xbox is interested in supporting consoles. They're interested in supporting hardware because they know that the rest of their business hasn't quite taken off to the point where it could support a total loss or them just cutting off hardware and consoles entirely. There's still at least minimum 30 million people, which is one person less about the people that watch this channel, interested in Xbox consoles. Thank you. And while PC gaming is on the rise, especially amongst casual gamers, it's not enough to the point where they could just stop making Xbox consoles. That would cut them off entirely from a certain sector of consumers, people who are interested in playing games on their TV. By releasing the next G console and making it more like a PC instead of an Xbox, they can slowly start encouraging people to build their PC gaming libraries versus their Xbox Ones that are locked from console to console. Or boy. In a way, it's kind of cool because down that way you can sort of see how your libraries are getting future proof because all of your Xbox games are going to be supported on PC either through Xbox Play Anywhere or through some sort of emulator that the team at Xbox is currently working on. Now, of course, there's already something that you can buy or build if you want to play games through the Xbox PC or app, or play games through Steam. Of course, it's a PC. Guys, a gaming PC. Come on. Or you can buy Steam Deck, or you can buy ROG Ally. Any number of devices can do this already. That girl knows it. The challenge that Xbox is going to have to overcome it if they decide to go this route, if they decide to put out an XG console, that kind of PC, kind of like a console, it's sticking to what made consoles appealing in the first place. Ease of use is one of them. I mean, am I going to have to mess with drivers, compile shaders, do all of this sort of extra stuff before I play the game? Number two, is it going to be more affordable than buying a PC or building one myself? If Xbox decides to put Stream on their next G console, sure, they may lose out on some money, some sales, but as a customer, that is a total win for me. A console that gives me access to all of my Xbox games and my Steam library that plugs into my TV and has an easy to navigate interface, that's a total win for me. Interestingly enough, my bud Joe just installed SteamOS on a PC that he has now hooked up to his living room TV. That's cool, man. Xbox, just go ahead and refine something like that. Have an Xbox OS instead of SteamOS on it. You know what? Screw it. Make it so you can also side-load SteamOS onto it as well. I don't know, package that up in a little Xbox shelf and then put it on the shelves. My gut tells me that this next G Xbox, the handheld and the flagship one, they're more of a bridge to Xbox brother gaming ambitions, which is to be more like a publisher. Why sink money into developing and distributing hardware? Why bother with these crazy tariffs that are being turned on and off every other week when you can just take your game, which is the real thing that makes you money, and put it on hardware that other people have spent the money on? How are they doing that as a game publisher? By the way, I've been thinking a lot about this ever since I saw this little post from Chloe. In it, he has posted the aggregate Metacritic scores from the past few Xbox first-party releases. Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, Above It, South of Midnight, Oblivion Remaster, and the most recent one, Doom. The Dark Ages. As you can see, they range from a score of 77 being the lowest to the highest one being 87. Should Xbox be happy about this? Should we as fans be demanding more? I mean, we're divas, might as well, right? I have a few thoughts about it, but before I get into it, I do have to acknowledge that Metacritic scores judging a game, especially your enjoyment of a game off of what a Metacritic score that it has, totally flawed. To some people, the Oblivion Remaster or Indiana Jones could be 9, 10 to 10 games. To other people, however, they would score much lower. I don't want to see Indiana Jones doing the weapon from first person. Grow up. We're going over to the PlayStation side. We see sort of the same thing. Helldivers 2, which was massively popular, especially at launch. That game, 82? 1 point higher than Hellblade 2, 2 points higher than Avowed, lower than Indy Jones. The system is flawed. Reviews are flawed. How many times have people come out and been like, oh my god, IGN gave this game that I really wanted to score, well, a 9 out of 10, not 10 out of 10. Only to turn around and be like, IGN, they don't know what they're talking about. They gave me one of the most anticipated games, a 6, 7, I don't know anything. Looking at this list though, I would mostly agree with the ratings that we're seeing for each game, so I maybe don't know anything. These are not bad games. They're good games, enjoyable games. I roll credits on Doom, The Dark Ages, and South of Midnight, and Avowed recently. Still working my way through Indiana Jones, about 30 hours into the Oblivion Remaster. I need to get my butt kicked a little bit more. These are all fun games, good games, but they do have their faults. They do have these stretches that I'm not as into as the rest of the game. I mean, hell, with the way that people were talking about Hellblade 2, I'm shocked that it has an 81. I remember that year when it came out, being at the Game Awards and the mixer after, and so many people being like, oh yeah, most disappointing game for me, Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2, I did not like that. I did not like that at all. I did not know what they were thinking. South of Midnight, a lot of people saying it should be in that 8 of 10 range. I think 77, high 7s is a fair for a game that has cool elements, but it doesn't quite come together for me. Sorry. Hot take. On one end, I don't think that it's a time to panic for Xbox as a publisher. Looking at these scores, they released a string of solid base hits. Not any outstanding ones, but some really solid games back to back. In an ideal world, every game would be a masterpiece, a 9 or 10. But of course, that's not going to be the case, and I don't think the studio should be punished for making a good, solid game, but didn't quite reach the heights of a 9 or a 10. Not everybody can be Tears of the Kingdom, guys. Come on. Looking at this list, I'm pretty pleased with the amount of original IP that we've gotten over the past year or so. South of Midnight, Avowed, Indiana Jones, Xbox, obviously not afraid to take swings on new ideas. I hope that they keep doing that. I hope that these games are quote-unquote successful enough by whatever metric that they're measuring success with nowadays. Because we know what happens with these studios and these publishers. They invest time and money into these games and they don't like the results. Okay, you're closed down, you're not getting a sequel, you're going to work on whatever franchise that we know is going to make it big, and then they just release another game and then a copy of a game and another reboot or remaster or rehash or whatever the case might be. In a time when everything is a remaster or a sequel or a reboot, I just don't want that to happen. Of course, we've seen Xbox, Bethesda especially, take big swings on new IP Starfield, only for it not to perform as expected. I mean, don't get me wrong. Millions of people have enjoyed that game. There's a lot of fans of it, sure. But overall, I feel like the expectations for Starfield were not met. And I think we can actually trace a lot of what we're seeing from Xbox now, the multi-platform stuff, no exclusivity, to that decision to make Starfield exclusive and it not meeting expectations. On the other hand, seeing these games range from 77 to 87, it makes you think like, what's going to be that standout hit for Xbox going forward? Now, I follow football, and yes, I call it football, not soccer. I've been watching the playoffs, and I'm looking in soccer terms. On any given roster, not every person on the team is going to be a 99. It's not a Messi or Ronaldo. There's a lot of players. Usually there are 2, maybe 3-star players that are backed up by key role players, guys, that come off the bench, provide a spark in key moments. Every good team, every championship team, league team has their star players, of course, but they also have a lot of depth. And when I'm looking at this list, what I'm seeing is from Xbox Game Studios, Xbox as a publisher, is that they got a lot of solid dudes coming off the bench. They're not stars, but they'll give you some good minutes. Fable and Gears are the ones that we know are coming. We know those games, new installments, and those franchises are on the horizon. If they come out and they are an absolute banger, I'm talking 9 out of 10, must-play game, that's when the whole thing starts to sing. If your star players are balling out of their minds, it makes everything looks better. Even these players that are rated 77 overall. At the very least though, these games are not flops, and I have been enjoying them, and I have been enjoying the release cadence of them. My slate has been so full from 2025, January 2025 until now. My backlog is crying. I still have to finish up Indy Jones, jump back into Oblivion Remaster, but also get into Clair Obscur Expedition 33. There's plenty to eat as Xbox fans, as fans of gaming overall. And again, please, if you're able to try a game, try it for yourself. Don't contribute to the society that we're living in, where freaking studios and publishers are making a game for select few people, reviewers and media outlets and journalists. No. Try it for yourself. Don't wait for someone like me to tell you, oh no, you should totally play this game, because you should. Make an opinion for yourself, and when you do that, come back to Level Up and let's talk about it. What do you think? What did you think of the game? Did you get your ass whipped? Of course you did. Anyways, guys, that's all the gaming stuff we have to talk about today. Give us your thoughts. Would you buy a next-gen Xbox if it came with a full Steam support out of the box? Or would you stick to PC? Leave your comments down below. What's happening in the world of GTA 6? Go check out this video. and you will be amazed. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Level Up Gaming. And if you've made it this far into the video, consider subscribing because you obviously like this mug, and of course hitting that like button if you like this mug. If you don't like it, hit it twice to help us on our journey, you know.
Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.